Radio Live, its sponsors, or advertisers.
Hey, I want to start a podcast.
Join the mix.
Can I broadcast to millions all over the world?
Join the mix.
Can I control my own content and share my show?
Join the mix.
Can I promote my product and my event?
Join the mix. Mix Station Radio is a worldwide internet radio station that specializes in video and audio podcasts on all social media platforms. You can download our free app, Mix Station Radio Live. That's MIXX Station Radio Live. We have 2 locations in Tulsa, Maryland, and Eastern Shore, Maryland. With our new service, you can host your own show from home with Mix Mobile. That's MIXX Mobile.
Did you say I can broadcast from home?
Yes, we have a new service called Mix Mobile. We can come to your location or you can log on virtually.
Hold up. That can't be true, man.
Yes, Mix Station can air any show from anywhere in the world, and all you need is a strong internet connection. Also, we have a toll-free 1-800 number.
So you're telling me I can stream on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all the formats all at the same time and have people calling with comments?
Yes, join the mix. If you want to join the mix, email us at mixstation@gmail.com. Again, mixstation@gmail.com. That's MIXXstation@gmail.com. Mix Station is sponsored by...
Hey, if you're not making enough money at your current job and you want more, or you're not happy and want more control of your career, then come over to cybersecurity. Online Security has a 10-week security fundamentals class that helps you get Security Plus certified, develops your resume so you can land an interview, and helps you study for the interview so you can get a job. So what are you waiting for? Go to onlinesecurity.com and sign up for our next Security Plus class. And when you do, don't forget to use our discount code ONLINESECURITY.
Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Touch me, kiss me, squeeze me, hold me. 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 Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch. Erotic, taboo, sensual touch.
Good evening, Facebookers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, and everybody else out there in Radio Land. We are live. You are tuned in to Intimate Connections. I am the host and creator, Queen Jackie. To my right,
Hey, it's Sizzling Shaw. What's going on?
that's it.
That's it for now. I gotta save my energy.
So Quiet Storm won't be here tonight. I'm not sure what's going on with Mr. Brown, but filling in for Quiet Storm is Amadei the Apostle.
Peace to the family out there, filling in for the Quiet Storm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we brought this.
We brought, you know, got the apostle in the building.
We're gonna bring the knowledge, y'all.
We're gonna hold it down tonight.
We're going to hold it down.
Hold it
So my
down.
special guest is Isaiah Thomas, as known as IT, the Chosen One. So he should be here momentarily. But until then, we're just kind of going to chop it up for a bit. You know, I'm going to start with you, Shaw. And
Oh Lord, I'm
Get your
playing
mind
your
right.
Them cards. I'm like, I be on the hot seat.
get
we
your
we
mind
ain't
right.
talking about the balls tonight, right?
We could talk
You
about
never
balls.
know. You never know. Listen, I mean, you know, we got
I need y'all to take it because he was calling. So
Okay. I guess we gonna take it. So I guess we We ready for it. We ready for
Right.
it.
So what's the topic for tonight? I know we're talking about vulnerability, I believe. Right.
Okay. So how you feel about being, as far as in relationship wise?
And I think as far as from a male perspective, you know, as far as men not being, I guess, either able or it's not. It doesn't seem like it's an open platform for men to be vulnerable. Like, how do you feel, I guess, in your relationships, if you feel like if a man is vulnerable, you know, sometimes that may look as, you know, maybe that's a weaker man or in that type of situation.
Well, I know coming up, like my grandfather, and you know, those are back in the day. You know, it was taboo where you really couldn't, like a man couldn't really express their feelings too much. You know, like my grandfather, I've never seen him cry, never seen him show his feelings, or if anything happened to like one of the grandkids, they like, well, get up, you all right. So I think back then it wasn't good. You wasn't really a man in their eyes. I say that for them to show their feelings. Right. But now, you know, things is changing. Different platforms is they discussing it, but I would love it. You know, because it shows. Cause I think that brings man stronger. Oh, is that somebody coming calling in or? Oh, that's the door. Okay.
We active already.
I was like, oh Lord.
I got something to say. Like, hold up. About this
but I love to be somebody coming to me and being vulnerable. You know,
right,
and that's part of I guess bringing your relationship stronger together.
Yeah.
In my eyes, you know, but I wouldn't see it as weak because, you know, we all human.
Right. And to be honest, I think in some sense it's actually the opposite. You know, it actually can exhibit strength if you're able to speak that, you know, not keep that down and keep that hidden. You know, a lot of times, you know, or you know, that's what I teach my son that, you know, try to keep that platform open. Salute to the brother IT just walked in the building. You know, so but I think it's actually the opposite though.
Okay. Yeah, I do agree.
All right, I appreciate y'all holding it down for me.
Do.
I know that's what y'all do.
You know what I'm saying? Hold it down like gravity. You know?
So we're excited. You know, our guest has just walked into the building, having some technical difficulties, but we figured it out. So it's going to be a great show tonight, and you'll actually get to, you know, hear some of his music as well. And to hear all about Mr. IT. And so before we get started, because we might just to warn you, you know, you and I talked, and you know, you might be in the hot seat a little bit.
Oh man, here we go, man.
Just get your mind right, you know.
Good. As long as I'm a free man, because I thought I was going to jail. I was like, let me make sure I ain't got no warrants in there.
Wait a minute,
it took me straight to the police station.
Surprise!
I was about to do the youth.
You got warrants. It's a setup.
I'm in the wrong place.
Okay. Not that kind of connection. Intimate connections and not that kind of connection. So we're going to turn it over to you and just introduce yourself to our people and tell them a little bit about you.
Okay. I go by the name of IT, the Chosen One. My mission statement is, I'm a politician that speaks unapologetic truths with no permission. My why is bigger than me. My it factor is as big as a tree with strong roots that convey healthy fruits that the world can continually and genuinely see. I go by the name of IT. I'm from Philly originally. You know, a little bit about me. You know, I do spoken word poet. You know, with my poetry, I try to have a unique approach, real theatrical, but you know, relatable as well. You know, I've had a lot of experiences, and I've just learned how to take that and take my pain and make it a prescription for somebody else, and I put it in my poetry. And I feel like poetry really saved my life. It did a lot for me. I didn't plan on even doing it. I didn't even know I was going to do it. You know, I feel like it was a blessing from above. And when I started doing it, it taught me a lot. You know, it gave me a lot of confidence. It taught me how to take that pain, use emotional intelligence, a lot of things. I think, you know, we could get further into things, but that's just a little bit about me. And I just believe in putting positivity in the community, right? You know, flipping everything. that prior I wasn't doing all of this. So all of this is new. So meeting positive people, and walking this journey. So I'm still growing. I'm still a student. I'm always reachable and teachable. So I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, yeah, we're glad to have you. You said a lot.
Oh my God.
That's all let me make this short,
Intro.
right?
That was poetic in itself.
That's what I'm saying.
It was.
Exactly.
It really was.
And so you refer to yourself not so much as a poet, but a poetician. Yeah, I like that. I thought that was interesting. I read your bio, and you had, tell me about the program, Art from the Heart.
Art from the Heart, Art from the Heart open mic. So it's basically sharing it's like an open mic where we come share our art from our heart, and I hold it. I got it on part. I'm reconstructing the brand now.
Okay.
But we do it. A safe space where people can come share their art from their heart. And the paint. I always say the paintbrush is the paintbrush is the microphone, the canvas is the audience, and the paint is the artist. So you got to you got to submerge yourself into the canvas in order for the people to feel who you are.
Okay. I like that.
I like it,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You had a question?
Oh, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
listening. I'm trying to
So
figure it out.
I understand you do a lot of work in the community, but you do a lot of work specifically with the prison ministry.
Yes.
And so tell me what motivated you to get involved with that ministry.
Well, by experiencing it, right?
Yeah.
Having a lot of and like I said, I take accountability. Some things that I did do was wrong. I'm not saying a total victim, but I'm gonna take accountability. However, with those experiences, there's a lot of unjust things that happen with the system. So understanding that it starts with the mindset. So if I could reach these brothers, you start with their mind, you reach their heart. Maybe the change could come about, right? Not just reform as far as, because the system is the system, but if you could reach these brothers' heart, because that's what it took for me to make the change, right? Because initially I did more than, that's not my first ride. I did multiple bids, but after a certain point, it was like, you know what? I'm being selfish. I had to realize, like, hold on, like this affecting my mom's, and I remember my mom seeing me behind that screen. I was facing 30 years, and she was like, was it something I did wrong? And I was like, she was questioning herself. And I was like, Mom, you shot your best shot. It's not really on you. And you know how people get out and they'll celebrate somebody faster when they get out of prison than from when they coming out of college. Like
That's
you get out, like,
yeah,
yo, what's up? But at the end of the day, at what point would accountability come? And I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about nobody else. I had to literally look in the mirror, get a grip, and I'm like, I'm being selfish. I want you to put money on my books. You probably got bills to pay, and I'm that whole spill,
Right.
And I just bailed one of my homies out like 2 months ago, and then one of my other homies like 6 months ago, he got mad. Like I put the money on the books, and I did a little, I did what I could, but I'm like, I got mouths to feed, bro. You know what I mean? He never talked to me again. So it's sacrifices that come with that change. So to make a long story short, going through that, seeing how the system operates, and understanding how to navigate that. And wanting to help other brothers do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
That's awesome because you really need that. And I used to be a correctional officer just for a little bit.
Yeah.
And what you see is it's set to fail when they come home. You know what I'm saying?
straight
First of all, you already have the charges on your file, and then he wants you to get a job, and then when you don't get a job, then because of the charges, then you back with facing jail time again.
Yep.
And then there are a lot of criminals that come out, they don't have the mindset because the way the system is set up, they going right back in because they feel the only way they can survive is I got to go rob, I got to go steal, I got to do something to survive because if I go back into society, it's nothing there. And then you have some inmates that they've been there for maybe 10, 15, 20 years, and their mindset is just that's what it is, just that little cell they was in. And then they come out to a whole brand new world, and then they expect them to just flourish, and it's not going to happen. And I can tell you just on the correctional officer side, far as when I was a correctional officer and when I left, I still had that mindset. So when I went to I think I was telling you about it when I went to work at a regular desk job. I'm walking around just like they
Like,
we was taught to keep our hands above the waist, and I'm walking around.
She got a dukes up.
Right.
I think I think it's something going on.
Ready at all time.
What's
going on?
You doing time? And
Exactly.
people come like, what's going on? And it took a while for me to, to decompress. So I can imagine when you've been incarcerated for a while,
Yes.
it's your mindset. So you got to
Yes.
really try to, be around the right positive people.
Yes.
And it's the truth.
Yes. Did a whole bid.
Yeah,
You probably
yeah.
still remember your inmate number and everything. I remember mine, 354, 342. All my life I had to fight.
Oh my God.
Oh my
It's
God.
crazy. Yeah, I do understand.
Right. So I like to tap into your art, bro. I like what made you, what inspired you to first pick up the pen?
Man, listen, now you hear a whole, you see I'm smiling. No, man, like, I love the arts, man, like, because when you can have a creative conversation, but you can create concrete solutions with that. Right. So, like, let's take it back a little bit, right? So, like, I feel like battle rap initially, like, growing up, because I love, like, that night when we was together, we had that cipher. And the beauty, I feel like a cipher is like our sacred language, right? Yeah, and what they have done, they tried to poison that sacred language because we speak, we understand it, right? And we come together, we might be from different backgrounds, but what it does, what I noticed with the power of the cipher, what it did was, you might be from, especially in prison, you might be from Cali, he might be from Philly, he might be from Brooklyn, but we come in this one circle. For this 30 minutes that we have in this cipher with all these different styles, we're acknowledging each other's gifts, and for this, even if for this 30 minutes we not beefing. A riot might have happened an hour before, you know what I mean? We might have just came off a lockdown, but for this 30 minutes, and this might have brought about the peace and the atmosphere. So I love the battle rap, I love the arts. It's the intellect that's involved, right? They try to undermine us and they try to label it and they try to poison it. But I'm telling you, it started with listening to battle rap, growing up off people like Jewels, Jada, Cassidy, you know what I mean? Arsenal, battle rap, you know what I mean? Like, you shout out to, my cousin Jers, like, he doing his thing. He was actually on Hitman Hollis' show. He had a battle rap situation in Atlanta, so he like 10-0. Like, he's still growing, but he go hard on the battle rap. So battle rap, understanding how to weaponize words respectfully, strategically, and to have a successful outcome. That's a sport. So it's like the modern day Shakespeare to me, if you ask me, if anything. Right. So then you got that, then growing up off of that, but seeing poetry, what attracted me to poetry, because I didn't even know I was going to do poetry. It started off rap. I ain't gonna lie, I started off, and I'm not even knocking it, it's still a part of the arts. I was rapping at strip clubs, throwing ones, doing, but what happened was when all he do is serve about. I'm like, you done at $2.99. That's it. I'm gonna keep the rest this other dollar in my pocket because I ain't got with, So my cousin, he like, yo, can I borrow 50? What's the bar? You take 50. I'm gonna throw the 2 for you. So I had to, do the budgeting and stuff. But after doing that, finding myself. And then seeing poetry, I was like, because when you rapping and you on a beat, you got the rhythm and you got to stay within the cadence and all that. Right. But when I seen poetry, and I was like, because I saw a battle rap before, and I saw, but when I saw poetry, I'm like, and I'm seeing, so I got a little more freedom, because I grew up in a cell my whole life, so I got some freedom. Like, you mean I don't gotta be confined to this space, to this beat? So I'm like, hold on, so you mean to tell me I can really move and groove? So what happened was I started seeing the ability to, it even helps with public speaking because, the opening statement is like, you can literally shock, with the first 7 seconds, it's like a verbal artillery, so I'm like, so I seen the freedom in it, I seen the release, I seen the healing in it. And I started, being around more poets. That's why they call it a poet's tree. That's how you branch out, you grow. And, right. So I started doing poetry, and I started seeing how it was adding healing. And a lot of my poems came through either inspiration or something. I never really sat down and was like, I'm going to write this type of poem. Like, something will come through either an experience, and I was unctioned to write it. That's how a lot of my pieces come. So, that's how I got into poetry. But shout out to battle rap. We got to understand rap is poetry. And real quick, I'm not going to talk too long, but these are the 3 elements. I feel like you got written poetry, which is the written expression, right? You could say roses are red, violets are blue, right? Then I feel like you got rap. That's the rhythmatic expression, rhythm, you hopping on the beat, And then you got different flows and cadences. Then you got spoken word. I feel like that's the living, breathing manifestation of words in a martial art form. You know what I mean? I call myself a mental martial artist. So when you playing with the words, you gotta come correct. You know. So So I shout out to all creatives. I respect and I love all creatives, from comedians to poets to rap. Everything is all love on this end.
Expression, right?
All expression. I
Yes,
respect
yes.
creatives. Put some respect on creatives' names, because you don't know the sacrifices they made. And the art, this ain't no game, this ain't no joke, because this is some people's life. And people have had experiences, and people are, and some experiences are irreplaceable. So, yeah.
You're so deep. You look so young.
Yes,
The whole
yes,
baby
yes.
over here.
The name say
The
it all.
chosen one.
I learned for the, I mean,
The chosen.
oh, you got the imposters. You got the imposters in the building. You know what I mean? Oh, Shang in the building. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We surrounded by power, man.
It's legends up in
You
here.
know what I mean? Let's go, man.
You can't handle the truth.
Over there.
Okay.
Let's
yes,
go, man.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Absolutely.
I like to ask also, who was like the 5 most influential people, like not just from art, from all different aspects of makeup of you. You know, it could be from the art side, it could be from the
Like
politics,
mentors, all that. Okay,
you know,
political.
right? Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
Ooh, that's a great questions are like shovels. They produce, they dig deep, and they produce great responses. That's a beautiful question. And thank you for the agua. That's the only Spanish. I don't know Spanish. I'm just. I don't know. I just try to feliz Navidad. That's the only other two. That's the only
my
Spanish word I know.
God.
Let me stop.
Oh my goodness. Oh, don't get us
Don't
started.
start me.
That was an amazing question, man. Like you really, man, wow. My starting five, starting five.
Right.
Woo. I would say, man, I want to start with, brother. I'm gonna say Brother Gary Hofer. Shout out to Brother Gary Hofer. I met him when I was behind the walls, and I seen him not just proclaim the word. I seen him exemplify it. I seen him walk in integrity, walk in power. He got sentenced to 999 years in prison, and he got it overturned.
Oh wow.
So that in itself is powerful.
Salute that right there.
999 years, and to overcome that and to be in the midst of that. So you got to understand how he coming. Because people like this, people life, you know. And when you overcome something like that, and you can look, you know, that in the face, and to be connected to that, and to somehow divinely be connected to a brother like that, to from all the wisdom and knowledge he had, you know, from you know, and I felt like it was a divine appointment for me. So Brother Gary Hofer, good mentor for me. That was one. From the art side, when we talking about battle rap, most disrespectful. There's so many of them, but Arsenal, crazy, crazy. I mean,
Mr.
like he's just
Disrespect
different.
himself.
Like I'm talking about on a different level. I love the style. Now we talking about intellectually. I mean, and like I said, a lot of people might choose this brother, but I'll say Malcolm X.
Okay.
But really understanding, because at first it was, and Martin is still on there, of course. But I really started to understand. I believe he really, and they both of them did, but I really feel like he understood the system. I think it was a speech he did called "The Bullet or the Ballot."
Right.
You know, and really understanding what's really going on. Right. But it takes a level of maturity and experience, and I think my experiences kind of gave me that head start. That like I got accelerated courses in life. You know what I mean? To really understand, like, man, like going through all these things, and we'll talk about it later. So we got Malcolm X, Brother Gary Hofer, Arsenal from the creative side, and let's talk about a local poet. Let's within now, right? Black Chakra. I don't know if y'all heard of him, but and I know y'all did. Right, Black, and that shout out to him, man. When I first seen him perform, like no lie, like I literally walked up to him. I was like, I said, listen, man. I said your bars are so heavy that it make me just want to take the ink cartridge out my pen and find out am I using the wrong cartridge? Like, is it something wrong? Like, am I doing like what type of, you know what I mean? And I literally, I was like, bro, like you really, and stuff like that. And he actually loved Miranda rights. He's like, as far as execution and everything, he wanted me to come perform that as well, one of his events. So the Black Chakra, and then let's talk about one more influential. I gotta thank my mother, and of course, and I should have said that first, but I kind of said it in reverse. But my mom, she said in the certain values and principles she instilled in me. I was adopted, right? And she came, and first of all, for somebody to adopt you and to take you in by choice, not out of obligation, right? Right. That's a beautiful thing. The power of adoption, right? To be accepted despite of. And a couple values she wanted to instill in me. She said, she used to tell me when I was young, I never understood it. She said, I'm trying to raise a strong, independent black man. And she would say that all the time. I really never understood. She said, I'm trying to raise a strong, independent black man. And I see today that's exactly what I'm becoming, and that's what I've become. And there's always still room for growth. And
successful, right?
And yeah. So and another thing she used to teach me, she said, once you find a joy, keep it. And once you got it, don't let nobody take it from you. And she was always a joyful person. And and I learned a lot from her. Tried to teach me emotional intelligence. She said, and the last thing she told me, she said, either I'm gonna beat you or the world gonna beat you. And I've taken a lot of black stripes. I've taken a lot of black stripes. And that's why I asked a lot of people, I said, you sure you ready for this black life? And what I mean is you ready for what life can bring at you, what it can throw at you to withstand, right? Because it's easy to say that you strong when ain't no pressure coming at you. But what about when the pressures of life hit you? And so she taught me a lot. So those are the 5 I would say. That's my starting line.
Salute to all of them, especially Mom Dukes. Like that pressure, though, that's what's needed to make diamonds. Though.
For sure.
You need that pressure. That's how you. Some people start to shine. It's like when that pressure comes to us, we start to figure out what we're made of, and then not only that. It defines our purpose for us as well. So, it's one thing that, the pain, like you say, without no pain, there's no gain. So that's definitely something that's needed.
You talk a lot about healing in terms of the work that you do. So with the program, like working with the prison ministry, right? And a lot of people come home and they're already broken. So to someone coming home, like, how would you walk them through trying to rebuild or recharge their mindset?
To recharge?
Yeah.
First of all, dealing with the reality of what we deal, starting, being in their shoes. So first of all, we deal with, especially if you got a felony. So you know that there's going to be barriers. That was the biggest, it's the silent pain that speaks volumes. So kind of addressing that, understanding that, but not letting it stop you. So promoting entrepreneurship, right? Because of the felony. Now, like I said, there are a lot of felony and there's something called, the federal bonding letter. I got a brother named Theodore who he helps, he also helps felons as well. So that it insures you up to $5,000. If you guys didn't know, there's something called a federal bonding letter that insures you up to $5,000 if you're considered an at-risk worker. So, because there's a lot of discrimination even when it comes to housing. I think this needs to be spoken on, when it comes to, from housing to, and we end back up in that cycle of recidivism, housing to, what else, jobs and everything. I even got thrown, what it did was fuel my fire. So, giving them that real talk, starting with experiential knowledge, let them know, hey, listen, this is what I experienced. However, this doesn't have to stop you. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Yes, I got to reap what I sow. Some of the things I was doing, you can't just go around robbing people left and right and, getting these things on. You got to, I got to, so I'm manning up. However, I try to motivate them to say, hey, listen, the same energy that you put in them streets, that that effort and that fight, now we got to fight the good fight. I want you to take that same energy, those same gifts and abilities, and I want you to apply it in a positive. See what your gifts. If you had a whole operation, if you was running a block, you was doing this, that, and the third, you could run a business. You understand what I'm saying? If you was, you was dealing with numbers, so helping them tap into their gifts. And my acronym for gifts that I tell with everybody, I share with everybody, is God's ingredient for true success. And and a gift is better conveyed than concealed. So I try to promote that entrepreneurship, resources, letting them know there's a list out there. You can Google it, felony friendly people that hire, and also promoting, entrepreneurship. So those are a couple things that can be done. Now, of course, I can't do everything. I can do what I can, or if I can't do it, I could share a resource to somebody who can help. So I think that's how you help effective, because if you try to do everything, you'll appear ineffective. Like, you're not. I'm like, okay, I can help you in this area. We're gonna work on the mindset. We're gonna work on the emotional intelligence. Right? You can't just go in there. I know. Oh, you said, oh, he disrespected me. I understand you. But the way that operation got you, So we want to break this recidivism cycle. We need to operate a certain way. So just briefly speaking, targeting the the vital areas so that we can make vital moves. So briefly.
And there are so many programs out here, for guys coming home. You and I talked about that because where I work, we offer guys a second chance. So the jobs may not pay a whole lot of money, but it is something, to help you get on your feet.
Yes.
So if you want to work, it's opportunities out there. But I think a lot of it is people don't know what's available to them.
Right.
I think that's a big part of it. So even in terms of looking, it can be frustrating coming home, and as you say, like if you have a felony, it's hard to find a job.
It really is.
Because they don't have anybody to point them in the right direction. So having these different programs out here is helpful for some, but then it's kind of also, because there's like a lot of people that don't know that it's available, we have to do a better job of putting the information out there. We could do community events or something just to let people know that, hey, just because you've been in this situation, it doesn't mean you can't rebuild yourself, So I think it's important that we get that message out there. And just coming home in a state where you've been beaten up inside. Now you come home and society wants to beat up on you. Rebuilding from that emotional brokenness, it has got to be. I think it's in that state. It's hard to open up to people, right? Because you don't know who to trust. One, two, you have all these thoughts in your mind like, who can I turn to? What should I do? And then I just feel like it's a lot that's plaguing guys coming home.
It is.
So
It is.
Yeah. And we talked about vulnerability. When you're coming home for the first time in however many years, even that, people might be willing to help, but how much of yourself are you going to open to someone because you don't trust anybody?
Right. Right.
So that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone in that state?
That's helping?
That's actually reaching out to help somebody, but they may not, the person they're trying to help may not want to allow themselves to be vulnerable with that person.
Do what you can. Be where you're effective.
Okay.
Don't exhaust yourself. Like I said, as far as the resources, if it's something you can't do, kind of refer them to somewhere else. And it takes just like it takes a village to raise a child. You got to remember, we're still growing.
Yeah.
And I think that we applied to children, but you got to remember you're taking baby steps. You're starting all over again. You're unlearning that criminal that mindset, right? And a lot of us, we like to be where we comfortable. Like our mission statement is robbing the hood. So what we mean is, when you robbing somebody, you running down on them, you aggressive, like it's a stick up, like you not coming to play, you not coming to talk. So the same thing is we coming from the neighborhood and the royal priesthood, right? So we know where you from, right? Everybody always talk about where they from. It's the same story. We go hard. I'm from here. I'm from Cali. But I know where you from. But where we going? How we moving going forward? I understand that. You know what I mean? Because I've been blessed enough to divide with people from different types of backgrounds and cities. I was in a whole university. I done dealt with all, from high-ranking gang members and all types of stuff. So none of that really impressed me. It's about how we gonna move forward and who you gonna impact along the way. You know what I mean? So I think that you don't want to exhaust yourself. Because yes, it can be exhausting, and yes, with the trust, you got to do it within moderation.
Right.
My partner, Steph, his father was, a chaplain and everything. He was going in and out the prison doing different things, and he had people come, sometimes even sleeping at the crib when they got out of prison, and just, he couldn't make it today. He got another men's group and everything he hosting.
Okay.
But shout out to Steph. He's definitely a very powerful supporter of mine. But he has that experience of following his father, and he loved the Lord. He loved. The brothers had his back because he was supporting them, and he would do he would go the extra mile, having them sleep, wake up and have them sleep on the couch or something, because he really loved. But you got to know what you're able to do.
That's
so
a fact.
don't exhaust yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you sent me a few videos.
Yes, and you chopped it up and made a hit
Yes.
record. I got you.
I tried to
I
stretch
love
it
it.
out so that people could at least hear
Yes.
a good portion of
Yes.
it, and then it would kind of spark their curiosity to tune in tonight. So
Okay.
yeah, but you did the Miranda.
Yes.
So how long did it take you to create that?
To create that with, writing process or production?
Both.
Man, listen, it was, first of all, it was exhausting. We was on set, we was on set for about 5 hours. I'd say about 5 hours, and then we was so playing all those, those characters, right? But understanding what it consists of. This ain't no joke. This ain't no act. Understanding how them detectives is in that room. Understanding what it's like to be in that uniform, and understanding what it's like at that traffic stop, and knowing, and stemming from, real life situations. The only difference is, between me and somebody else that's deceased is I live to be able to tell the story.
Yeah.
And if you think of it, that's why I say it's a subliminal message. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
And what are a lot of black men? Silenced. I want to silence you. In other words, because remember, they give you a number, and I'm in the process of writing this is a little sneak peek preview. Writing a book called Exclusive. 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 You heard it here first.
Right.
You heard it here first. Writing a book from a number to a name.
Okay.
Right, and they call you a number, and you got to think about how almost the meaning, think about being simplified to the smallest form of a number. In other words, I ain't gonna call you your name. I want you to remember your number, and I'm gonna count you, and you better not be missing. Man, listen, that right there, so knowing what it's like, and having that number so instilled in you that you gotta know it.
Yeah.
You stamped, you like cattle. And one time, I never forget it. We was walking to the and I'm gonna get back to the question. We was walking to the cafeteria. Coming from our unit and going to and then she was on the radio. It was I think it was 100 of us in the dorm or whatever. So she was saying, she meant to say we had another group coming, but she was like, we got another herd coming. And then she said it by mistake, and she's like, no, we got another group. But that's how they see us. You said it by mistake, but that's how that's actually how you saw us. Another herd. That's all it was. But anyway, it was fun. It was exhausting. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of, I even got footage of that that I posted a couple times, but where, he had, I was throwing him on the gate, his hoodie had got caught on the gate. There was all types of stuff, and that's my peoples too, so it was at first I was starting off a little, I wasn't really throwing them around like that, but I was like, and my production boy was like, listen, bro, stop playing with her. So I'm like, bro, I love you, bro, but listen, I'm about to throw you on this car. You about to get this work today. Father, forgive me, because I'm about to,
Oh, wow.
So, and then at the end, you notice what happened, and it was showing that and bringing that to the life to the best of my ability, right? A lot of effort, but to give that message, because when it comes to us, it come real raw and authentic. Yeah. So I had to give it in that way, or else what I'm doing it for, right? And writing it, what inspired it was some of my experiences. One day I was driving, and it was me and my brother. We was coming down from Philly, driving on 95, and true story. It was this it was this unmarked car following me, so I go to the left, he go to the left. I go to the right, go to the right. I know I ain't doing the cha-cha slide. I'm like, he slides to the left, I slide to the I'm like, ain't no way, man. So we go, we crisscross, we doing everything. So I'm like, all right, it's about 2 miles now. I'm like, it's a little weird. I'm trying to swerve. And then all of a sudden, on the left-hand side, I see 6 cops. And all of a sudden, as soon as I pass them, shoo, shoo, like all of them. So it was like a 7-piece following me. So I'm like, yo, they hit the lights. I'm like, I know I ain't doing nothing. I literally, I wasn't doing nothing illegal. Actually, we coming down on a business trip, a legitimate trip. Right. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, yeah. So I'm like, I know I'm good, right? So yo, they literally they come out, they pull the guns out. All of them pull guns out, and it's like, get out the car now. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm still checking. I know I ain't do nothing illegal. I know I'm a law-abiding citizen. I know, and so they, I'm literally scared from. I'm stepping out, so I'm like, yo, can I put my hands out the car? Like, can I? I'm putting the keys out first, and I'm like, I'm just making sure I don't take no wrong step, because I know one wrong move, everybody got guns drawn out, 7, no exaggerate, everybody got guns out. So I'm coming out. I'm like, yo, can I step? And my brother, he got the Instagram live on his heartbeat, and I'm like, bro, I'm stepping out first. I got you, bro. And I'm backing up. So I made it back, and I just want to make sure my brother made it safe. And so what they said was they misidentified. I'm gonna say that again. Misidentified my car as being stolen, and come to find out it wasn't. And they said, oh, by the way, nice vehicle, nice car. What year is that? So you really playing with life. It's a joke to you, right? And so that experience, and being choked in handcuffs, I was jumped by 3 U.S. Marshals. Like they ran down in my room, beat me up, all that. I've been choked in handcuffs. I've been through so all of that is like, I ain't acting. I'm not lights, camera, action, no acting. I'm not playing. This is not no theatrical performance. Like, this is real live TV. I'm just trying to show y'all the best way I can show y'all. So that's why I had to embody that and to become that villain and to understand that. I had to like get that spirit off of me. That video was so hard to do, to treat another black man like that in that video and to talk to him and the demeaning like in that way, man, that was one of the hardest projects I ever had to do.
Wow.
Yeah, straight up. Speaking to a brother like that, man, it was hard, But that understanding that's how it comes, and no matter, and the point of the video is, no matter whether you in the courtroom, you at a traffic stop, that spirit reigns in a lot of areas, and it's existent, and it's evident, right? And we need to understand it, So shedding light on it for the people that don't know, right. Understanding why those fears come, right? And create post-traumatic stress, for brothers, right? Understanding that, right? And so that's and I spoke to us. Shout out to Miss Shakur. She's in Brooklyn. Her son was a part of the New Black Panthers. He's a politicized criminal, according to her. I spoke to her, I heard her story, and he's been locked up for 7 years. She's been fighting. She's been trying to fight for him for the last 7 years. The evidence not matching up. A lot of crazy stuff going on, and they beat him up. They had a situation in November. They came in. I think they beat up like 28 inmates. So they got a case, I think, where they suing and they filing, and she she trying to fight. They had a panel discussion, SRC. SR 501c4, they do have a political stand in Philly. Shout out to SRC. My bro Prophet, he doing his thing out there. So, trying to be boots on the ground and help where I understand, I overstand, and where I can be effective. Now, where I can't help, I'm not going to step because that's ineffective. I can't just go, I have done protests for the inhumane conditions on State Road in Philly, to that prison and everything. We led that protest with the authority of the Philadelphia Police, downtown City Hall, Philly. So, there have been actions that have been done, events, combating gun violence, breaking my chains. I did that with a brother. We did it in Kensington. That's one of the worst parts of Philly. You know what I mean? So I try to be where I'm effective, utilizing the arts, having the creative conversation, but hopefully creating concrete solutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to play your video.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the link.
Well, I just, yeah.
The Instagram link.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, well, it got a video for it too.
Yeah,
I got a video for it.
Yeah.
I got.
I thought I sent you the link. It wasn't that.
I can send you the Instagram link to it if you.
You need the YouTube.
You need. I can give you the link. How would I send that? So just copy and paste that link and send it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I can play both. It's up to y'all.
Yeah, we can play both.
Would the listeners be able to see the video? No. That don't even make sense. No, you know what? That's what.
We are professionals here, okay?
No, I'm tripping. No. Wait, I'm like, did I just mess up and say something? No, listen, don't mind me. I'm just glad. Wait.
Yeah, he gonna learn today, okay? This is what he do.
All right.
Yes, we are professional over here.
I'm just trying to make sure. All right.
Okay.
You can play it. You can play that. Go ahead.
Eye of the Storm. You want to explain it?
You got Eye of the Storm?
I sent that because I love that.
Okay, yeah, Eye of the Storm. Yeah, I was
yes.
going through a lot. I actually wrote that. I wrote that in while I was incarcerated on my top bunk.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through a lot. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I said, listen, I'm ready. I want to go.
I love that though. I came across that and I fell in love with that. Yeah.
If you see the Nick face was priceless. If you see his face.
Look, check this out, bro. This is Mix Station Radio.
Let's go.
Okay.
Don't insult us, man. We the shit here. God damn it. Insult me, can the viewers see the video? Nigga, we asking for it. God damn it. All right, y'all. This
The
E.
views expressed by.
Eye of the Storm by.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that this is a real station. So
Station.
yeah.
Oh my God!
That's how we get.
I got a video for that too, but yeah, let's listen to it. Let's tap in.
Yeah, I watched the video.
Let it rain. Can you stay in the rain? Come on, let's see if you can stay in the rain. Let's stay in this pain. Come on, let's go.
Oh my God.
God never told us that storms wouldn't come, but He told us that He would be with us in the midst of the storm.
I'm going through the storm.
Lord, I'm hoping you can hear me on this microphone. I'm shedding tears right now as I write this song. I can't really say a prayer that's nice and long, but I can tell you about the path that my life is on. I go to church, but my lifestyle might be wrong. I stay stressed cause the peace in my life is gone. My correct mind state just might be wrong. I'm to the point I don't even know right from wrong. Damn, I wonder how I even write this song. Mom's telling me to lead a street life alone. My therapist give advice, but it might be wrong. I'm about sick of the pad that she be writing on. At the house, I be spending most nights alone. I got a spouse, but really most nights she gone. When we together, all the love and excitement gone. It's like living in a cave with my wife at home. My little brother can't leave a crack pipe alone. Last year, his addiction got twice as strong. Real soon, all his brain cells might be gone. Lord, I need you to save him before his life is gone. I don't know nobody else that can right my wrongs, so I'm praying till the stress in my life is gone. Even though I'm in the eye of the storm, I'ma ride through the storm.
I'm going through the storm.
I'm going through the wilderness.
I've been traveling this road too long.
I'm waiting for deliverance.
I'm in a world where I don't belong.
I gotta move forward.
And I must keep pressing on.
I gotta stay strong.
I'm going through the storm. I'm going through the storm. I'm going through the storm.
But I
I'm
will ride
going through the storm.
I'm in the eye.
I'm going through
But I will ride through
the storm.
In the book of Mark, chapter 4, Jesus took his disciples into a storm. But right before he took them into the storm, he spoke in a parable. And he explained to them about a mustard seed. And that's not a coincidence, because when you think about a seed, it needs water to grow. So when we go through storms, perhaps that's why he brought them through the storm, because he knew that they needed growth. But in order to grow, they had to go through something. And when they went into the storm, they got scared. But in the midst of the storm, Jesus was resting. And I say that to say that sometimes we go through storms, but what we gotta do is we gotta get our pillow, which is the word of God, and we gotta learn how to rest on the promises of God. We gotta learn how to rest and depend on and stand on the promises of God, because God never said that storms wouldn't come. But he did tell us that he will be with us in the midst of the storm. And sometimes we look to other people, we look to our friends, we look to our significant other, but we need to look to the hills from which our help come. Like David said, he said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. See, he had a confidence, he had a relationship. And we gotta learn how to ride through the storm. Even if we going through it, even if all hell breaking loose. We gotta find a way to praise. Even if we losing everything, we gotta say, Lord, I'm gonna trust you in the midst of the storm. I'm gonna trust you in the midst of the storm. I'm gonna trust you in the midst of the storm.
And we're back, folks. The video that you just watched is called Eye of the Storm by IT, The Chosen One. Please call in. The call-in number is 855-493-6499. We are so lucky to have this talented young man with us, and that song was fire. I love that song. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Just think about me and Jackie being in the background.
No, please.
She's
not going to have any energy, first of all.
I'm going to take a boost.
She's going to be there for the first half, right?
But anything else is over with.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. I tell you, when I first heard it, I said, I gotta send this to Nick because I want this to be part of the show too.
Thank you.
No, definitely, right. Like, I got another one for you, right? Like, so right now, do you feel like you're on your purpose, or do you feel like this is like the launching pad for something bigger, or how do you see it as far as is everything kind of falling in alignment, or
I do feel like it's falling. Yeah, I feel like it's falling in alignment. I think when you start off, you got to you got to find your niche,
right,
and you find what's effective. Because first you probably like all over the place, and then it's like riding a bike, and then you start learning, and now you just learning how to vocalize your message and vocalize your value. And that's what I'm learning now. And but yeah, I do feel like I am aligned.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely.
Ready or not, nigga, here I come. Ready or not, nigga, here I come.
We active.
Ready or not, nigga, here I come. Ready or not, nigga, here I come. You better run.
You want to explain it, Miranda?
Miranda rights. Yeah, Miranda rights is man. I dedicate this, as I said, I dedicate this to all the brothers that died to police gun violence, and to the brothers that was read they Miranda rights, but died and remained silent.
The complex life of a black man is like running through a maze while constantly getting tased. Playing a real life game of Pac-Man. With every wrong move you make, there go another blue monster, craving for red blood, chasing a black man.
Ready or not, nigga, here I come. 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 you better run. Let me see your driver's license and registration, please.
I'm sorry, officer. I didn't take my medication. I have lung inflammation. So at times, it makes me breathe.
I ran your tags, and from what I see, you got some tickets, and evidently you didn't pay your fees.
My bad. I forgot to renew my registration. Here, officer, you can take my keys.
The reason I pulled you over is because you chose to violate the speed. Now turn off the ignition, nigga, before I make you bleed.
Just please, don't take my life. I got a daughter and a wife. They have dinner that was planned for me.
Nigga, I could give a damn about your family. Nigga, you stinking. You got that loud pack, huh? Smells like you been drinking.
I promise, I'm not a drug dealer. I just went to the bar. Officer, I'm just a little nervous right now, so can I just sit in the car?
Shut up, nigga. Get out the car. Now I'ma read you your Miranda rights, nigga. Just in case you didn't know, this death sentence ain't nothing nice, nigga. I can falsely convict you of a crime and make you do the time and give you life, nigga. I will publicly humiliate you in front of your wife, nigga. Whenever you turn on Elm Street, I'll be right there. I keep that Ruger, nigga. They call me Freddy Krueger, nigga. I'ma be your worst nightmare. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. I control your life, nigga. So with that said, do you understand the rights, nigga?
Yes, sir.
When I cut on them lights, nigga, you better run. Who am I? I'm a weapon of mass destruction, like a nuclear weapon. I'm like a heavy gun. And when I cut on them lights, nigga, you better run. You got the right to remain silent. Yeah, nigga, I'm talking to you. Nigga, what you gonna do? I'm charging you with multiple black crimes for refusing to be silenced, 2 premeditated counts of poetic violence, and for speaking black truths with the intent to start a riot. Oh, say, can't you see, nigga? You in the land of the free, nigga. Oh, so you thought you was a free nigga. Just read the 13th Amendment and you'll see, nigga, you was never set free, nigga. So what's the common denominator between a slave and a free nigga?
I don't know.
A tree, nigga. Nah, nigga, that religion won't save you. I'm your Lord and your Savior. You better bow down to me, nigga. After I spray you with this mace, I'ma slam that gavel and hit you with this case. Then I'ma look you in the face and yell, shots fired. Then I'ma claim you killed 3 niggas. You thought you could pray and ask the Lord to make a way? No, this how it's gonna be, nigga. So you call yourself a real nigga? You ain't nothing but a field nigga. If you try to cross that gun line, nigga, I will kill you, and you'll never see the sunshine. So you a Sam Cooke type nigga. You thought a change was gonna come? What you thought you was Harriet Tubman, nigga? I will bury you underground, and no, you better not run. You thought you was a king? You ain't nothing but a bum. You make me sick. I should grab my stick and beat you like a drum. You 3/5 human, nigga. You not a man to me, cause I control where you live. Then I make you do a bid, separate you from your kids, and break up your whole family. I hear you screaming Black Lives Matter, but we silence niggas. Anything you say and do will and can be held against you, even if it's not true. So with that said, before I shoot you in the head, a lot of niggas is dead, cause they won't remain silent, nigga. Yeah, I'm protect and serve my community, but the truth is, I'm a violent nigga. So with that said, now that your Miranda rights have been read, you got the right to remain silent, nigga. Ha! Shots fired. We got a nigga that's dead. It was self-defense, so the nigga is dead.
I'm dispatching a medical unit to you right now, and they're on the way.
Give us this day our daily bread. Release my brothers that was wrongfully convicted from the feds. Resurrect my brothers that got shot in the head. I tried to call my friends, but a lot of them is dead. I dedicate this to all the brothers that lost their life to police gun violence. That was read they Miranda rights, but they was denied and died and remained silent.
This is all I want to say. For all them people that doubt me, I had no record all my life. okay? No record, no police record, until I made a record. But nobody cared about that. That wasn't blew up all in the news. They did not see me on TV with my eye busted, my head busted. There's pictures of those. You don't see pictures of the police standing over me beating my brains in. You don't see that, but I see that.
Ready or not, nigga, here I come. Ready or not, nigga, here I come. You better run.
Wow, so the video you just watched was called Miranda Rights. It's such an amazing, thought-provoking video. And you could see that a lot of work went into putting it together.
Yes, indeed.
It kind of left me speechless.
Yeah, it's one of them joints, right? It's in chills through you.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's art, but it's like I said, it's what we live.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like you said, it ain't too many of us that hasn't went through some of that, and even if they didn't go through that, just to fear that, just to have the lights behind you.
Yes,
like you said, just to have that, it starts sending, am I gonna make it home?
Right.
Through your body, and that, like I said, and that's something that a lot of other coaches will never get this. They won't feel that experience.
They won't feel it.
Like we literally think, like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it home.
Yeah.
Did I tell my children I love them?
Yeah.
All of that.
For sure.
That's the kind of stuff that go through your mind in that situation, and that ain't nothing to play with.
Not at all.
You captured that well in that song. You
can hear the passion.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So that, like I said, that's fine. Now, is that on the project like that you're releasing now?
I'm that's soon to be released as well. So it's I've just been doing a lot of building and everything like that, and then I'll go towards start marketing.
We have a call. You're live with Intimate Connections. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hello, my name is Wesley.
Hi, Wesley. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Did you like the video?
I love both of the videos. They were very interesting and deep.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to ask Aki, have you ever thought about being a mentor for young guys?
Yeah. Well, yes. I currently do run a men's group and everything like that called Brotherhood Beyond the Walls, and I definitely wouldn't mind adding value and sharing my story. That's actually the purpose of everything. Sharing stuff like this.
Do you have any more questions, Wesley? Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still here.
Okay.
It's a lot of our young boys out here today that's not being conscious. They're raising themselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they don't have a mother or father, and even if they do, they still raising themselves and doing what they want.
Yeah.
And they need that strong-minded male.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you. I appreciate talking to you.
Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
The call.
Okay, y'all have a blessed night. Bye-bye.
All right, good night.
So I would ask, do you work with other organizations that's in the streets, like such as the Nation of Islam, or whether it be the Black Panther Party, or other people that are in the streets? Are you open to that, or are you already doing that?
Well, yeah, I'm open to that. Like I said, SRC organization, they're doing some things. I just did some for I don't want to misquote this, but they call them the Q Dogs, Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Okay. I did a community event for Philly about 3 weeks ago with them. So pushing positivity within, boots on the ground, less talking, more action, doing what I can. But however, more opportunities present themselves, I'm definitely willing, right? And I just want to be where I'm effective and everything, but I'm definitely, willing to. But SRC is someone who I, partner with. We represented Tyree Wallace, falsely incarcerated. He's been incarcerated for like 24 years, and we got a petition. He almost had like 10,000 signatures, and we was representing him at an event, trying to get Justice for him, he making moves behind the walls. He established the organization behind the walls, and a lot of people are boots on the ground for him. So just a lot of things that involve anything involving reform, mentally, emotionally, in different areas. So I'm definitely willing to put more boots on the ground, but I'm doing what I can with the resources that I do have at this moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it time for the hot seat?
Yes.
Oh man, here we go. Here we go.
Hot seat.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I'm like, yeah.
He knew what kind of show he was coming on.
I see this.
I see it. I got my water. I got my water.
I'm the good one.
I got my water.
Okay, so since this is his first time, we kind of gonna, Say what?
Oh, yes.
So we're gonna kind of go a little soft on you because it's your first time, right?
That's fair. I'll take it.
Okay, so this being Intimate Connections, we talk about all things intimacy.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what is the wildest sexual experience you've had?
The wildest sexual experience I had? That is amazing. This is beautiful. The wildest one, I would say.
The chosen one.
Right, the chosen. I didn't always know I was chosen, so I was frozen at one point. I was frozen, so I had to fall out a little bit. No, but it was like a party. They had it was like a group situation, and I don't know what they call them. Like I checked it out. It was like a birthday.
Okay.
No, it was really a birthday gift for my brother, because I was all right, and we looked like just so people, they mistake us sometimes. So and we went there, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try this. Come to this party with me. I never been, he never been. Okay. So we checked it out, and it was like it was like one of them parties. I don't know, like where
one of them ones.
One of them ones where anything go right.
They had birthday cake there.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, they had all different types of flavors.
They had all different kind of flavors.
And,
okay.
The party stays in the party.
Yeah, and the rule of it was you couldn't. You had to, you couldn't walk around with clothes. You had to have at least underwear for the guys, and So I was like, okay. And you walk around, and you got different rooms, different festivities going in different rooms and stuff like that. So that was.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah,
baby. That's baby.
Where you had
Damn, bitch! Damn, the pussy good! Come over, gotcha! Now put your pussy on the ladder over here now. Oh, that's good! Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Baby.
That's what was coming out of the room.
It was all types of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, now here you go, baby. Oh, that's
all types of stuff.
Members only party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So that was
the wildest one. Yeah.
So at the door.
That was the wildest.
At the door, and then but the thing about it is with the girls, like they didn't automatically mess with you. They had to like you still. Like you had to. And I guess I'm a poet.
It chose it with
I'm a poet.
That's where he got his
I said 3 lines, and that was she started. She had a choke on her neck. I said something. I don't know what. We be freestyling.
Moses on red. This dick is black.
And I said,
I said something, and she was. And she had a choke around her neck, so she took it off her neck, wrapped it around mine, put the leash on her.
Like this. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, so I'm like,
You can see the gleam in the eye.
I lit up on that. Okay.
So definitely.
Did he have any balls in there too?
They put the red ball in your mouth.
She had the whip. The girl. She had a friend. She brought a friend in the room.
Okay.
So she started hitting me while I was hitting hers. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you better get that.
Just 1 minute.
I'm like, yo, that's just wow.
Yeah, that's the full experience.
I am delivered. I am delivered.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. That's what I said. You asked.
No, we love that. We love that. You're a good sport about it. Are you a romantic guy?
Oh, very romantic and intimate. Very, yes, intimacy is that's another side of poetry that I need to promote more.
Yeah.
I do have, some erotic pieces. I got one called "I Miss the Thrill." It's very, very, yeah. And I got the picture of it. Like I got a hat, the brim. I'm just, it's powerful.
Okay.
So I got, so I have that side, but I don't always have that out there. But I never perform those type of pieces, but I can be very intimate and detailed. I like to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the most romantic date you've been on, or
romantic date?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's a meaning like atmosphere, moment. Cause I'm creative, so I can create a moment out of anything. So when you say romantic, like as far as
what's the most romantic thing that you've done for someone?
Because there's levels to it. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's definitely levels. Right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did one with okay, so this was like a freestyle. It was just the smoothie girl at LA Fitness. I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna say what state.
Okay, right. But
she made some good smoothies, and somehow we got in a conversation and started talking, and then we went to the park, had a nice walk in the park, but it wasn't an ordinary walk in the park. So we was like near the car, and I started talking to her, and she didn't believe like I had like handcuffs in the trunk. Mm-hmm. So I put her in handcuffs. I told her she got a right to remain silent. Anything you say and do will and can be held against you in the bedroom.
Will you give her Miranda rights?
I gave her the Miranda rights. Okay. She had a right to remain silent, and I had a right to remain violent. Okay? And I got to, I put her in handcuffs, but I spoke to her slowly and softly. Okay. I kind of but I was behind her, and I was putting her in the handcuffs, but I was reading her right slowly, and I spoke to her. And
I guess she getting free smoothies.
I was getting free smoothies.
Lifetime free smoothies.
I was getting a lot more than free smoothies. Okay. I was getting cookies too.
Oh my goodness.
So it was definitely and the reason why I rate that is on a high ranking because it's organic. It was created. I did have moments where I created with the flowers, the teddy bear, the nice expensive place with the flowers leading up to the bed with the roll, but that anybody can manufacture that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, but that right there was created and it's an impromptu moment, and those intimate moments are more. Yeah, you remember them. Yeah, she was dripping like needless to say, like in that moment. It was powerful. She was
Yeah, that makes a difference. Like it's unexpected and kind of vibing with one another.
Yeah,
creating a magical moment.
Right, you messed the life up now. She with somebody else. You ain't the chosen one. Like ain't no handcuffs or nothing.
Right, exactly.
Because now she can't go back to no regular stuff, because you done elevated her. So
give me my rights.
Okay, like this is just some stale crackers here. I don't want this.
I'm telling you.
That's pretty good. You was a pretty good sport. Do you all have any questions? Or y'all just leave the dirty shit to me?
Yeah, she was there. But I gotta. You are married, right?
Yes.
All right. So I take it there. Like okay, like when you ran into your wife, how did you know, or when did you know that was the one?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and this is very creative, unique. Well, I'm a poet, and so we all have a creative way of just everything is a masterpiece. So I'm gonna say 4 words. It was love at first swipe.
First swipe.
Okay.
Got you.
That and I knew that. Like all jokes aside, though, the the freedom, the peace I was able to have, the respect level. She's from Sierra Leone, Africa. I loved her. Man, it was like you know how you so used to just fighting in the drama, and you're just so used to and I know even as us as black people, we normalize trauma, we trauma bond, And it's like, it gets like, man, can I get peace? Like, can I get some green grass or a patch of grass, you know? And I'm like, can I get a patch? You know, like, I don't care if you paint it. Like, please. Like, I ain't even got to be 40 acres. It could be 4 inches and a half a mule. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't even got to be 40 acres of a mule. You know what I mean? So I you know, and she gave me my patch of grass. Yeah. And needless to say, I'm enjoying it. And you gotta cut your grass. You gotta cultivate your grass. We all know it ain't perfect. You know, it got the ups and downs. It got on my nerves today. You know, before I came. But understanding and growing through it in it. And very she's from the Mandingo tribe, so of course they are very intimate, if you know in the background of them. Right. Very, 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 very. So that I never got to worry about that intimacy part. If anything, her drive seems like it's higher than mine. Man, you know what I mean? It's, so I got to worry about that. You know? Yeah, I ain't got to worry about that. And she's yeah, man. And then I pay attention, like on the panel discussion. I think when O'Shane was saying, you know, you pay attention to the family, and I got to meet the family and a woman that even she was surrounded by that structured that and cultivated her. So, because I compare a woman to a flower, and in order for a flower to grow, you must water her. You must water her daily, right? Absolutely. Don't dehydrate your flower. Don't handle her. You know what you doing. You know, that's the flower. You know, so seeing that she was mine. Right, and she came in my garden, or I came in hers, however you want to put it, and I was able to experience a certain amount of peace, not perfection, but enough peace that I said, you know what, I'm sold on it. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I love it. Love it. So where can our audience find you?
Okay. Yeah, you can find me at IT the chosen one. It's not the. Don't say the. It's the D-A-C-A. Got to be black, right? Can't never spell it. Never say that politically correct. The chosen one. It's only one. Remember that. ITDACHOSEN, the number one. Once again, ITDACHOSEN, the number one, and taggingallgenerations.com. It has some of my music on there, different tracks and different things, you know, I'm doing and stuff like that I've done thus far. So that's my website as well. And also for booking, you could email, you know, and all my information is on there.
Okay. And what do you have coming up next?
Coming up next, let me see. So I just finished going. I just did something in North Carolina, New York, speaking at a college. So let me see. Next. I probably will be doing a show, I'll say within the next month or so. Okay. Art from the Heart experience in Philly. So that's mainly the next thing that's coming up. Okay. And then April 13th, I'll probably be performing at Miss Silly's and Blues in New Jersey. And what is it, Turnersville, New Jersey? So I got something out there, but that's mainly it for now, because I just did a whole lot February. Okay. Yeah, I did a whole lot, so I was just coming off a hiatus from that.
All right. We appreciate you gracing us with your presence. Definitely. It's been an amazing show. You definitely got to come back. And you were such a good sport, so we definitely like that,
Thank you.
Absolutely. I just hold no punches.
Right, exactly. I'm looking forward to, us working together and just seeing you shine,
Thank you so much. Yeah. And I got some books, like I said, coming out. I'm writing From a Number to a Name, life lessons, and a book of quotes. So I'm doing some editing. Okay. It's a lot of things I'm doing behind the scenes that I know, the work I got to put in behind the scenes so I can put it on the forefront. So some books coming, different things so I can provide. And that book can speak for me when I'm not in the room, and it can add value to others. So, yeah.
Love it. Love your energy. It was a great show.
Sure.
We want to thank our special co-host, Amadei the Apostle.
Yeah, thank
you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He came through in the crunch. Yep.
Yes, indeed, bro.
So we appreciate that. It's been a great show, folks, and we'll be back here next week, same time, same place. Next week, my special guest is Juan Nance. So that should be a great show as well. So again,
peace to the brother Juan.
Yep. We're out. Thanks again for tuning in. Good night.
Hey, good night. Peace.
Peace.